So, release date still pending, but sometime soon there will be a new Doobie Brothers album with Michael McDonald as a full-time band member again. So let's head back to the last time that happened, the year of my birth, 1980. Hey, I'm Joe, or JSB, and today it's another in the Songs of 24 series with yet another track that managed to peak at number 24 in the US charts. This time it's the title track of the Doobie Brothers' ninth album, One Step Closer. As it turns out, at this point, what they were one step closer to was breaking up, as it would actually be their last album in the original run, and they'd return at the end of the decade with a rather revamped lineup. Right. So, based on that, as you almost certainly know if you're watching this, the Doobies have two pretty distinct eras, and some people understandably have a preference for one over the other. So, if you prefer the Tom Johnston era, like this video, and if you prefer the Michael McDonald era, like this video. Or you can subscribe to the channel as well while you're doing that. Good on you. Right. Me, I'm in the camp that loves them both. So there's a couple of shout-outs from me on this particular video. On my last Doobies video, which seemed ages ago, a fellow Joe finally alerted me to the fact that I have been pronouncing Keith Knutson's name completely wrong for 30 or more years. So it goes. That was timely info ahead of this one, and I'll explain why in just a second, as I turn to some other info provided by a friend of the channel, Bo Start, about this particular track. And he reiterates that this is the title track from the Doobies' ninth album, which saw 3 new members join. It was written by 2 members and sung by 2 others. Right, so I actually have this on vinyl. Not that I play it on vinyl, but here we are. Let's see if I can point to the right people at the right times. So co-writing this track are new member John McPhee, there he is, on guitars and vocals, along with drummer Keith Knutson. And it's sung by the other new boy, or one of the other new boys, Cornelius Bumpus, who joined on organ and sax and obviously vocals, and who else but Michael McDonald. Rounding out the lineup, we have the third new member, which was Chet McCracken on drums, and then we have, of course, the wonderful Tyrone Porter on bass, and the only Doobie to have been on every Doobies album from the beginning to the next one, Pat Simmons on guitars and vocals. So obviously I do know this song, but I'll talk a wee bit about the first time I heard it, after we've heard it together this time, which will be now. So Cornelius doing double duty on sax and vocals on this track. This is him on the vocals. You probably don't need me to tell you, Michael's now joined. He'll get a bit on his own in a sec. Here he comes now. All right, One Step Closer by the Doobie Brothers. And in my excitement at showing off my vinyl copy of the album, I neglected to mention that there was a third co-writer uh, of this particular track, none other than Carlene Carter. As Bostart actually said, she merits fact file all on her own. So, yeah, true that. Well, I really like that song. I really do. There's nothing amazing going on lyrically, but it sounds as good as that. Who cares? And for me, I think Cornelius uh, is the star of the show, given that he's a co-vocalist and playing that incredible sax on it. But anybody who's been around this channel a time or two will know I love me a bit of sax, and actually used to play it myself for a while back in my youth. It made me sweat profusely when I played it, which is why I stopped. I still love hearing other people play it, that's for sure. And I mean, the whole instrumentation is great. The vocal blend between Cornelius and Michael McDonald is fantastic, but also on the chorus when sort of group vocals come in, it's just gorgeous. It's, yeah, nothing too deep, but it makes you feel good about life. So what more could you ask for, really? Hey, so I think this is a bit of a neglected gem in the Doobies catalogue, especially amongst their hits, because they didn't have as many hits as you think they did. That's the funny thing about the Doobies. Um, but again, Bostart alerted me to the fact that last year, when Tom Johnston was unable to tour for a bit because he was ill, they brought the song back into the set, and of course they've got McDonald back in the band these days. He rejoined briefly and has sort of stayed for a few years, which is nice. And John McVie, the original co-writer, sang Cornelius Bumpus's parts. Of course, there's a few, quite a few Doobies we've lost over the years, including him and Keith Knudsen. That prompted me to ask about the time that I first saw the Doobies myself, which was 1995 at the Mount Smart Stadium Supertop in Auckland, which was basically a big tent that they used for concerts when we didn't have a decent mid-sized concert venue that was, actually in a building. Hmm. It was a double headliner with Foreigner, whom at the time I only knew two of their songs, whereas I knew most of the Doobie songs, but not this one. And I only remember that they played it because I remember them announcing that we had an album called One Step Closer, and this is the title track from it. Both start reminding me that Cornelius Bumpus was actually touring with the band at that point as well. Presumably he sang his parts and McVie sang McDonald's parts. So John's been all over the song at some point in the past 45 years. Let's put it that way. Maybe a bit controversial for me to say, but this is actually probably my second favourite of the McDonald era albums behind Taking It to the Streets, which of course still leaves it behind, fairly obviously, The Captain and Me, and the album I did a random foreplay to celebrate its 50th anniversary a bit earlier in the year. What were once vices are now habits. Yeah, so head here to check that out if you hadn't seen it already, or go this way for another track from 1980 that reached number 24 and has great sax in it. I'll see you on one of those soon, I do hope. Thanks for watching today. Bye for now, but not for long.
Acting is reacting. This does not mean acting again.